this working? Still not what I wanted. Shit. Mac, you get that? You get that, Zeph. I'm about to start my stupid thing.
Zeph. We're just gonna have to let it go. I'm not leaving.
Yep. Oh man, my phone's blowing up right now, guys. Okay, I'm gonna begin in just about a minute here, guys. I'm just getting some other stuff done on my end at the moment, so just excuse my little bit of silence here. Okay, guys. Sorry about the little bit of the delay. I just had a lot going on this morning and really trying to get in on the forecast, and I had some issues with getting our text alert working. The website, the parent site that we use, was running a little bit slow, so things were a little bit delayed here. But overall, we figured we'd do the forecast first to our subscribers here on our website, and we'll be doing it again on Facebook immediately afterwards, probably around noon. First things first, we're going to show what happened or what's currently going on across the nation. And again, feel free to make any comments on the side here. Any comments, questions, concerns, just even if it's a comment saying, hey, doing a great job or whatnot, just so we have a little bit of interaction here on this video. All right, guys. So overall, today, if you had watched yesterday, we were really hitting today pretty hard. And now we've kind of scaled back a lot, mainly because you see all this moisture and convection here down over New Orleans right now. These are the little storms that formed over Houston yesterday morning, and they just kind of very slowly moving across, and it's taking a lot of our instability and our moisture away from the more inland areas and focusing it down here right around the Gulf or in the ocean, which unfortunately for those of you who want really big thunderstorms today with giant hail, has really hindered a lot of stuff. The lapse rates have gone down a little bit, and the moisture available is significantly less than what was forecast even 16 hours ago. So it just shows that in the world of weather, especially severe weather like this, things can change very quickly. One little fly in the ointment can completely derail an entire outbreak, and that's kind of what's happening. However, having said all that, we do have a pretty good chance for hail across a large section today. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up having a 100 hail report type of day. We have the best chances for hail is going to be in here just to the east of St. Louis. St. Louis itself, if we zoom in just a little bit, you can see you're about to get a bunch of showers right now, and that's going to bring your risk down pretty low. I'd say Evansville, Paducah, east towards Nashville, and down towards Jackson, Tennessee. You guys have the best chance seeing hail today. Further to the south, we actually had one storm move through a little while ago with some quarter-size hail and winds up to 40 miles per hour in what's this called? Bay St. Louis, I believe. Oh, in Diamond Head, Mississippi. That storm will probably be mapped a little bit. I hadn't had a chance to get to that quite yet, and we have another storm here. It looks like it's trying to go marginally severe just to the north of Mobile, Alabama. Further east as well, we have a chance for some storms forming across the Atlanta area. Now, before I move into today's forecast, I'm just kind of going on what happened yesterday. These showers and storms here are back in this general area where my mouse is, and this really hindered the potential for big-time storms across this entire region yesterday that we were hitting home pretty hard early in the morning, and then we scaled back when I did another forecast update about 4:30, and then it ended up being not really that big of a deal overall. But things like that happen sometimes. That's why we never really go in at 100% for any forecasts, mainly because things can change so quickly. The tiniest little thing can completely derail forecasts. All right, enough of me babbling. I'm going to jump right into the forecast now. And this is what we have for today. If you've seen on our website or on Facebook so far today, this is the forecast that we have up. And pretty much we have two areas that we're really watching here that can drop up to 2-inch hail possible. The first of which is the one I mentioned already here in southern Illinois, parts of southern Indiana, and down through western Kentucky and parts of middle Tennessee. I have Nashville at 20%, and Evansville should also be at 20%. It would look a little too cluttered with too many numbers here. 20% best chance, the pick cities for seeing storms today. Looks like storms will form pretty much right along this region here, basically along the Mississippi River, and they're going to move pretty quickly to the northeast. Kind of similar to what we were looking at yesterday, just a lot less moisture available, and the lapse rates aren't as steep. So we're saying up to 2-inch hail possible in the strongest storms instead of what I probably was going to say for today. As yesterday, I was going to say up to 3-inch hail possible, but not so much anymore. Probably 2-inch hail possible with the strongest storms that form today. I think they'll be fairly isolated, and then they're going to turn into a line once they get probably east of Nashville. So Cincinnati, we're at a 5% chance for storms because there's a good chance that by the time the storms get to you, it's just going to be a squall line with more wind. Louisville, I'd say probably about 10% chance of seeing some hail today, and up towards Indianapolis, about the same as Cincinnati, a 5% chance of storms. I think things might be a little too wet by the time they get to you guys. St. Louis is at 2%. As I just showed you guys, it looks like these storms are on your doorstep right now, and they aren't severe, so chances are you're not going to really see much in the way of hail. Our second risk area of concern for today includes the Atlanta metro area and up towards the Greer, Greenville, Spartanburg area that got blasted earlier. I think it was last week now. All the days are starting to blend together here, guys. So in the past 7 days, they got hit pretty hard. They're at risk again today. It looks like isolated storms out ahead of the main area of convection may form in pretty much south in this area and move due north. So there's a 10% chance for Atlanta, 15% chance in South Carolina, where it looks a little bit better of seeing those storms form, and they're going to rapidly move up to the north. And they have the potential as well for the strongest ones to drop up to 2-inch hail, but more likely the strongest storms are going to be about golf ball size. Elsewhere, we have some outside chance at 5% from Birmingham, up to $quarter to $half size hail, basically for the majority of Mississippi and parts of Alabama. I've gotten rid of the risk area down in here, mainly because of the rain ongoing. I'd say Jackson, Mississippi probably doesn't have a chance for hail at all today, mainly because of all the clutter from these storms that are ongoing over New Orleans right now, and those are going to continue to move east. Now, if anybody has any questions about today's forecast, now is the time to ask them. If not, I'm going to move on forward and go over the 5-day forecast, and then I'll probably switch over to Facebook after that. So let's continue chugging along here. I don't see any questions. So here is looking ahead for Friday. Friday's risk. I had a significant area yesterday, and I've brought it back now. There's still very little agreement between the computer models, even in the short range here, where we're not sure how fast this low pressure center is going to kick out. A lot of the models are showing it kicking out really quick, so the chance of severe weather is going to be limited to basically just the coast, and also there may not be enough time for the heating of the day to get these storms really going. And others are showing it way back by the spine of the Appalachians. So basically North and South Carolina has to keep a lookout. We'll have obviously a much better forecast for tomorrow. Tomorrow could be a decent day, or it could be the first quiet day we've had in well over a week. So it's kind of 50-50 on that. I have a 45% chance of hail, and any dew storms that do form up to 2-inch size hail is possible. Moving forward to Saturday, a pretty large risk area here. Low confidence, but the potential is there for big storms to form along a dry line, anywhere from the Oklahoma-Kansas border all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. So all these cities, the entire Texas Triangle, so San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, all the way as far east as possibly Houston, all the way up to Oklahoma City. You're at risk of storms for Saturday. There's the question of will they form? How messy will they be? Will the moisture make it north enough in time? There's a lot of variables involved, so that's why we're keeping the threat kind of marginal. But any storms that do form, they will be an environment that drop up to tennis ball size hail, and we're keeping it at a modest 40% chance. I think storms will occur. As in terms of where, I'm not entirely sure. We have a pretty broad area, and that will be fine-tuned as we get a little bit closer to Saturday. Sunday, my confidence remains just as low. There's indications that this particular bowling ball rolling out may go a little too far south, and most of the activity will be over the Gulf of Mexico. If that were to happen, the risk on Sunday would definitely be a lot lower. So right now we're saying up to 2-inch hail possible and a 40% chance of these storms even happening. Again, this is probably the first forecast we have going through the 5-day where we don't have any really clear threats. We'll get a much better idea as we move forward a little bit. Once this next system kicks in, essentially, we'll have a good idea for the remainder of the forecast period. So stay tuned with us, and we will definitely make things a little clearer for you guys as we get closer to the events. Monday, another broad area, is pretty similar to what I had on yesterday's forecast. Still a 30% chance. The potential is there for a fairly large outbreak, but there's also lots of things that are too uncertain at this point to really go in hard on any of the forecasts for Monday. So right now, basically anywhere in the state of Alabama, all of Georgia, the Carolinas, maybe even to Tennessee, keep an eye out for Monday. There's a potential for a risk, but there's also a potential for things to be not too significant. And then Tuesday, the next as of right now, this is what the next system is kicking out, and it looks like the one on Tuesday. This next system could be very significant if everything comes together just right as we're looking at it right now. And again, this is about 6 days out, so things will definitely change. Right now, I'm keeping it 2-inch hail. Well, that was supposed to be orange, but did not get a chance to change that. And a 30% chance for Monday and Tuesday. A lot of variables, a lot of uncertainties, a lot of things are going to change between now and even tomorrow. So this gives you an idea of what we're seeing. The activity continues. Yes, the yesterday and today may not be the craziest days, but this active weather pattern does continue. And as we move into April, it looks like they're going to spread out a little bit, so we get deeper moisture return, maybe more broad, large areas being affected. Overall, that's pretty much my forecast. Kind of a quick one here, guys. Anybody else have any questions or comments or anything? If not, I'm going to kind of end this here. The forecast will be on repeat to rewatch on YouTube on our website, so you can watch this at any point if you miss it here or miss it on Facebook. And I will periodically checking the chat throughout the day, so feel free to make any comments or questions, and I will answer them as soon as I'm able to. So otherwise, have a great rest of your Thursday, guys, and I will see you again either later today. We'll obviously be doing live coverage here on hailtrace.com at the Live Weather Center for any big storms that do happen to go up today, and of course, as it is every day, and we'll be doing forecasts tomorrow as well. Otherwise, have a great rest of your Friday if I don't see you, and I'll talk to you guys later.